Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Cherry Audio P10. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, if you like to support what I do, please do follow the instruction again contained in each video description. Thank you again. So, another addition to the Cherry Audio family, P10. What is P10? Well, it is based on that famous Prophet 10, which makes it really all special. Indeed, for me, it's really a perfect gift. And at the time of recording of this video, we are approaching very fast Christmas and 2024. And I think it makes it really the ideal present for your partner, friend, family member. So I think this is awesome. Now, it's a reproduction, emulation of that Prophet synth, and so it gives you all that thick sound that you are used to. But of course, it's much better, I would say, than the hardware edition, because it doesn't get hot, it doesn't create you all those problems. If you, of course, could afford at the time in the 1990s when you had the possibility to buy that Prophet synth when it first came out. But of course, if you didn't, now you have an option to buy it at a very affordable price, which is fantastic. And then, of course, it's much more than the original one. So you have 16 voice polyphony per layer, and therefore much better than what you had originally. It comes with additional features like sequencer, 4 tracks, and much more. So I think it's it's great. It's ideal. Now, when you first launch it, this is what you see, and you are into a new preset. You have 2 layers, one at the top, one at the bottom. You can see it's upper here for the voice assignment and also lower. Interesting, the first time I got a little bit confused here, but you can see the voice assignment in the middle for both of them, right? For the upper and the lower. And you can see, of course, the lights coming up, which is great. Now, in terms of panel view here, we are seeing the upper part. You can also see the lower part, which changes the color to green. And you can solo it as well. And you can move also to the effect and arpeggio part as well, which is great. Yes, indeed, you have also an arpeggiator. So everything you need, really, from a synth point of view. Click, of course, on it to disable it, and then, of course, you can go back to change upper and lower layer. Now, in terms of key mode, here you can have normal, single, or double. Okay, so you have a lot of different options, which is great. And you can see double, you have a voice assignment touching also the lower layer. While instead you can have in a single, right, or in normal mode as well. And notice how it changes here in terms of availability. Single, you have only the upper here, panel view available, okay? Now, in terms of also split, you can also split, which is fantastic. Therefore, you can have 2 instruments per layer. So, but now let's go back to the normal part. This first video is an introduction, of course. I'm not going to go through each control one by one. There has been a lot of different videos which have been recorded on it, and some of them are really good from Cherry Audio. So I suggest that you follow through. But here you can see you have your LFO, you have pressure modulation, which is really good, and also polymodulation as well, with the ability also to act on that frequency or pulse width modulation with the amplitude, of course, which is great. And also you have monomodulation as well. You can see here on the programs you have your oscillator A, your oscillator B. You are controlled to mix them as well. Here you have a number of voices with glide option. You can also have unison here. Here you have all the controls for your filter, which is great. That's what we need. And also your amplifier here. Then you have auxiliary modulation here as well. And you can also have it in draw mode. So with that sustain always up, right? You can do pan, you can adjust the layer volume, tune, and you have a little bit of equalization. Okay, you can see also tuning here, master volume, A440 for tunings, master tune here. You can drift it as well. You can balance it between lower and upper, which is great. Of course, you have a utility here, which allows you to actually do some interesting option like copying layer, resetting layer, copy effects, import, export, and then you have a limiter there as well. But now, before we continue, let's go up here on the screen. We have the typical interface from Cherry Audio. I really love you have oversampling. I always put the maximum, why not? And but you don't have to do it. Depends also on your processor. You have your additional settings here for MIDI, undo, redo, zoom in, etc., etc. Here you have a button for new, which allows you to reinitialize your patch, your preset. Okay, then you can save. But the important thing is, click here where it says preset, and then we have the typical representation of presets that you see in all Cherry Audio synth. Now, what I really love is that you can go back to those P10 and P5 factory preset, which is amazing. I love to go back to the P5 factory presets. Those are my favorite. So let's start with this one. Really amazing. You can, if you use the one on the Prophet, immediately you think, oh, great, yeah, I remember that sound. And of course, you can make it even more special. Go to your effects, activate reverb, and there you are. Great, absolutely great. Let's double it. Why not? Of course, it always depends what you had on the other layer. It was using only one layer, this one. So that is why you had that additional sounds coming in on top of that typical brass. So now you see it is saying edited here because we have changed it a little bit. We have added some effects like a reverb. But now let's carry on. So there are lots of different presets that you can choose from. So really you can do a lot of exploration here. And of course, when you finish with your P5 factory preset, why not kick off with your P10 factory preset? Great, you can see MIDI messages coming through, which is great. Here you have also option to hide a keyboard if you like, and you have an option also to focus. Here you have pitch and your modulation wheel, and then you can go up and down for the upper layer, lower layer as well, and as a MIDI channel, of course. And then you can transpose it up and down, okay, up, down here for the upper layer and also for the lower layer. So it's fixed in terms of up and down as well for both layers. But let's continue. Now you can see master volume here was picking, is going in red, so you might want to adjust that. And it is almost a maximum there as well. So just remember a little bit that you might face into that as well. Blacks, they're amazing. All the presets are amazing, to be honest. I always like to add a bit of effect. This one had already a bit of reverb, but of course I enhanced it. It has also chorus, a flanger on, which is great. You can see you can add distortion, your phaser, and of course a bit of delay as well. And then of course you can change the timing. Increase the feedback. Which makes it even better. The fantastic thing of this synth is not so much all the different controls, but is more the sound, the emulation. That is what you are buying for the price, which of course is way cheaper than buying a Prophet. I always love to try blacks, and that is where I normally go, but then I also go for the pod and see what they sound like. Magical, it really transports you into a different place, right? But look, you can spend hours and hours in trying to really go through all the different synths that or presets that you have available. As I mentioned, you can combine the different layers, which is great. So fast pulsing one, really great. Okay, so and when it comes to lead, again, it doesn't disappoint, and the fact that you can double it, that you can put in also unison, so you can make it really thick. Very responsive as well. I find it really good. I'm just using an external Keith Macmillan keyboard, which is brilliant, of course, if for playing. Really, I found it quite easy to use. It's quite interesting. At the moment, I just activated the pressure effect on my keyboard, and you can see the modulation here going up and down. I really love the fact as well that when you move the mouse cursor, it actually highlight the different controls, which is great. It tells you also if you leave it there, modulation at 0.0%. Of course, as I press more on my external keys, it moves up more. Love it. Now let's disable that modulation, and of course let's try something else. Let's go for bell. Again, this video is not a video to go through every control. I think they are quite intuitive, but in case you get lost, of course, leave a comment, and I might do another tutorial where you go through comprehensively through the different controls. But I just mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is a really good one from Cherry Audio, so I suggest that you actually check that one as well. I love it. You can see I just set it to record, and you can set it to edit here. There is the first sequence or track, which is enable. I press the keys, which it has identified all the different keys. And of course, then I played. When I stopped, I click again on record and edit. Then I press play, and there you are. Magical. I can go to the second sequence, and then I click record again. And then, of course, stop there, okay, and then play. Now you can hear the sequences going one after the other. Is because I haven't changed the step position, right? So if I go number 3 and I click record in here, it said step 20. Go back to the very beginning, like so, right? And ensure that you have that layer, not the one which I already recorded. It is on that stamp. It is on recorded, and then go for it. Okay, and then when you finish, again, you can press play. Why not? Of course, the fact that it would play or not, depending on the setting of the different preset. Okay, so just always remember that. Okay, so if you want to have a harmony, you need to have the right preset as well. Let's go for some poly, why not? Now, if you don't have anything entered, it will give you that message, okay? And you don't have anything recorded here, so just to show you that as well. You can sync it, of course, you can change the note gate, the rate that is playing at, you can assign upper and lower here, which you might decide to actually do that if you want to have harmony, for example. Okay, and let's try some sequences, which are really great. Great, you can see it's working in double here. You can see you have upper and also lower. And then here you have two sequences working at the same time. That is why you have that harmony, okay? I love to have the sync option here as well, because it will sync into your DAW, which is what you need. You're going to really enjoy the sequences here because there are loads and some are really cute. So I hope you agree the sound is absolutely terrific. It's absolutely great. And all that you are hearing now is very much only the Cherry Audio P10, which is generating. No other software is being used, is running, yes, inside Ableton Live, but we have only one track running, only the P10. So as you can hear, you can have a lot of fun. I'll give you some more because they are amazing. And I like also the sequences, of course, recorded through the sequencer here, because they actually force you to follow the rhythm. So when you change the key to change the pattern, which of course will be transposed, you need to do it at the right time, which is great from a musician point of view. Great. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Just an introductory video to P10 from Cherry Audio. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think it's a perfect gift for your partner, your friend, or a family member. They would really enjoy this Christmas if you gave them this, particularly if they loved the Prophet sound, and if they never could afford one, well, now they can. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.